You buckle in, the armrest digs into your side, and the person in front slams their seat back before takeoff. 14 hours stretch ahead like a prison sentence, only with worse legroom and recycled air. But here's what most passengers don't know. The difference between arriving wrecked and arriving ready isn't luck, it's strategy. And by the end of this video, you'll have 15 battle-tested tricks that frequent flyers guard like trade secrets. Because in 2026, economy might be shrinking, but your comfort doesn't have to. The seat selection game changer. Before you even think about packing, your survival starts with one decision that 80% of passengers get wrong: seat selection. Here's the truth. Once you're locked into the middle seat next to the lavatory, no amount of neck pillows or noise-canceling magic will save you. Most airlines open seat selection 24 to 48 hours before departure. Set an alarm. Treat it like concert tickets, not a casual afterthought. And here's the insider move. Don't just click the first available square. Open Seat Guru, type in your flight details, and watch the color-coded map reveal which seats are secretly terrible. The ones that don't recline, the ones boxed in by galleys, the ones missing windows. Window seats are your best friend if sleep is the goal. You get a wall to lean on, zero bathroom traffic, and control over the shade. Aisle seats win if you need to move or hit the restroom without climbing over strangers. And that underrated gem? Back row seats that still recline. Nobody behind you means you lean back guilt-free. Exit rows promise extra legroom, but they come with a catch: fixed armrests and no under-seat storage. Your personal bag goes overhead, which means digging through the bin every time you need chapstick. Choose wisely. The compression sock secret. This one sounds boring until you land after 12 hours and realize your ankles have doubled in size. That's when you'll wish you'd listened. Compression socks look like something your grandmother wears, but slip them on before boarding and suddenly your legs don't stage a rebellion mid-flight. At 35,000 feet, cabin pressure messes with circulation. These socks fight back, gently squeezing blood flow back toward your heart and keeping swelling at bay. But here's the bonus. They're stealth heaters. Airplane cabins can feel like walk-in freezers, and cold feet trick your brain into thinking the whole experience is miserable. Warm feet? Suddenly, the flight feels tolerable. Flight attendants will tell you they can spot the pros by who's wearing compression socks. They're the ones sleeping peacefully while everyone else clutches scratchy airline blankets. Keep your body moving. Compression socks handle your legs, but they can't fix the rest of you. Sit frozen for 10 hours straight, and your body will remind you loudly when you try to stand. The fix? Movement. Not lunges in the aisle, just regular motion. Every 2 hours, stand up, stretch, walk to the galley to refill your water. On my last 14-hour flight, I forced myself up every 90 minutes. By the time we landed, I wasn't the one shuffling through customs like a zombie. Stuck in a window seat? Try stealth exercises. Flex your toes, circle your ankles, lift one knee at a time under the tray table. It looks like you're just fidgeting, but your circulation knows better. And check your seatback screen. Some airlines include stretch routines in the wellness section. I followed a 2-minute routine on a red-eye once, and it reset my spine enough to actually sleep afterward. Sleep like you mean it. Economy sleep feels impossible until you know the setup. The passengers who actually rest don't have magic powers. They just know how to stack small wins. First, adjust your headrest. Most economy seats now have foldable wings you can bend inward to cradle your head. Use them. They stop your head from flopping around and waking you every 10 minutes. That free airline pillow? Forget your neck. Stick it behind your lower back and watch the seat transform from torture device to something almost bearable. Bring your own gear. A proper travel pillow, not the flimsy airline handout, makes all the difference. The Cabo Evolution S3 or Bikazi models wrap around your neck and actually hold your head in place. Add a real eye mask that blocks light and a big scarf. It's your Swiss Army tool. Blanket, privacy curtain, neck warmer, all in one. Here's a flight attendant trick. After takeoff, slide your personal bag out from under the seat and rest it behind your calves. Instant footrest. Your legs will thank you when you land. The invisible seatbelt trick. You finally nailed the setup. Eye mask on, neck pillow positioned, white noise humming. You drift off and then tap, tap. A flight attendant nudges you for a seatbelt check during turbulence. Or worse, they shake you awake to offer a meal you didn't want. The fix is almost laughably simple. Buckle your seatbelt over your blanket or jacket, not underneath. The crew can see you're strapped in without disturbing you. I watched the woman next to me on a Lisbon flight sleep uninterrupted for 9 hours, while I got woken up 3 times. By landing, she looked refreshed. I looked like I'd survived boot camp. And here's another move. If you're skipping a meal, lower your tray table before closing your eyes. That way, the crew can set your tray down quietly or just roll past without poking you awake. Silence is survival. Close your eyes on any long haul and just listen. A baby warming up their lungs. An engine humming like a lawnmower. A seatmate laughing too loudly at a sitcom. And somewhere in the back, a snore that could register on the Richter scale. That's where noise-canceling headphones flip the script. I once sat next to a guy blasting an action movie from his laptop speakers. The whole row suffered, until I slipped on my headphones, hit play on some lo-fi beats, and the chaos collapsed into silence. Same flight, same noise, but suddenly it felt like I'd stolen a pocket of business class. Don't want the bulk? Earplugs can be stealth magic if you do it right. The roll, insert, hold method. Compress the foam, slide it in, wait 10 seconds while it expands. That cheap little move turns the cabin roar into a hush so soft you'll forget you're in economy. Some frequent flyers even stack both, earplugs inside, light headphones over the top. Looks funny, works brilliantly. The thermos upgrade. At security, you see the same scene every time. Passengers clutching empty plastic bottles, ready to fill them at the gate fountain. It works, but it's basic. Swap that bottle for a wide-mouth thermos, and you've just unlocked an upgrade most travelers never think about. A good thermos keeps water icy cold for hours, or hot drinks steaming like you just poured them. A friend once brought peppermint tea on a midnight Boston to London flight. She poured it mid-flight, and the whole row leaned over asking how she scored that. Meanwhile, I was stuck with my sad plastic cup, already lukewarm. And here's the move. Ask the galley for hot water. Suddenly you're not limited to tea. You can make instant soup or oatmeal at 3 a.m. when the cabin feels endless. Nothing confuses your seatmate faster than you calmly eating hot miso while they're staring down another packet of pretzels. Pro tip, fill your thermos with ice before security. TSA allows ice, and once you're through, you fill it at a water station. Ice-cold water for the entire flight, zero cost. Snack like a strategist. Airline meals always appear at the worst possible time. Midnight pasta, dawn curry. And if you devour everything on the tray, you'll spend the next 6 hours pacing the aisle clutching your stomach. The rule is simple. Skip the heavy stuff. Greasy dishes, salty snacks, eggs at odd hours. They leave you bloated and miserable. Stick to light, low-salt foods your stomach already knows. Trail mix with unsalted nuts. Beef jerky for protein. Roasted chickpeas or edamame for crunch without the grease. And drinks? Here's where most people sabotage themselves. 2 glasses of wine before a red-eye sounds relaxing until you're 7 hours in with a pounding headache and 0 sleep. Alcohol and caffeine rob your body of water when cabin humidity is already sitting at 10 to 20%, drier than the desert. Instead, aim for 8 ounces of water every hour. Sounds like a lot, But spaced through the flight, it keeps your body balanced, your skin less dry, your energy steady. Want a small upgrade? Toss an electrolyte packet in once or twice. It's like hitting your body's reset button mid-air. The phone theater hack. Holding your phone for 10 hours straight? Your wrists will give out before they serve drinks. The smarter move is turning that tray table into your own private cinema, and the hacks are oddly creative. A pop socket on your phone becomes a built-in stand. No pop socket? Flip your sunglasses upside down. Instant aviator theater. Some travelers hang a clear plastic bag from the tray latch, drop the phone inside, and boom, budget seatback screen. And yes, that TikTok trick with the air sickness bag wedged behind your phone case actually works. Silly? Definitely. Effective? Absolutely. But here's the real upgrade. Save content just for the flight. That new season you've been dying to binge? Hold off. That podcast everyone's talking about? Don't touch it. When you press play mid-air, your brain links economy with something you've been craving. Suddenly, it's not just a seat in coach, it's movie night with perks. The under-seat command center. One of the biggest rookie mistakes is cramming everything into the overhead bin and then realizing 3 hours in that the stuff you actually need is locked above your head. You either sit there frustrated or do the awkward aisle yoga. Climb over two strangers, yank your bag down, and become everyone's least favorite passenger. The fix? A small survival kit that lives under the seat in front of you. Not a second carry-on, just a slim pouch with the essentials. Headphones, snacks, charger, lip balm, travel toothbrush. Think of it as your in-flight command center. Choose something soft and flexible so it slides under the seat without stealing legroom. A bag with compartments is even better. You don't want to dump everything out just to find earbuds. Pockets save your sanity. Mid-flight self-care. Cabin air is so dry it turns your nose into sandpaper, your lips into chalk, and your skin into a complaint form. You don't have to suffer through it. For your nose, here's a slightly weird trick that works. Dab a cotton swab in a thick balm, zip it in a little bag, and when that desert air kicks in, a gentle swirl inside each nostril calms everything down. A traveler on Reddit swore this stopped their mid-flight nosebleeds. I tried it and went from scratchy and sneezing to totally fine in minutes. Now the non-negotiable. Medication. Follow the 48-hour rule. Anything you might need in the next 2 days lives in your carry-on. Flights get rerouted, connections vanish, and sometimes your suitcase takes a surprise vacation to another city. Want to step off the plane feeling human? Build a tiny refresh kit and actually use it before descent. Travel toothbrush and paste, face wipes, lip balm, hand cream, a small moisturizer. Look for products with hyaluronic acid or glycerin to lock in moisture. 5 minutes in the lavatory, and you'll walk out looking like you slept, even if you didn't. Layer like a pro. The cabin is not a fashion show. It's a pressurized tube where the temperature flips from freezer to sauna in under an hour. That outfit you thought looked sharp at check-in? 3 hours in, you're tugging at tight jeans and wishing you dressed for a Netflix marathon instead. The pros know layers win. Start with something soft and breathable, joggers or loose pants that let your legs move. A light t-shirt underneath a hoodie or zip-up jacket gives you options when the cabin plays weather roulette. And the real MVP? A big, lightweight scarf. It's a blanket, a pillow, a neck warmer, even an eye mask in a pinch. And here's the move that separates amateurs from veterans. Bring a quick change kit. Fresh socks, clean underwear, maybe a light shirt. Swap into them an hour before landing. It feels like hitting reset on your body. The passenger who does a 5-minute bathroom wardrobe change looks like they just stepped out of duty-free while everyone else shuffles off looking wrecked. The bathroom timing secret. Airplane bathrooms are like theme parks. You never want to show up when the line's at its peak, and yet that's exactly what most passengers do. The second the seatbelt sign blinks off, stampede. 2 hours after the meal service, a conga line stretching halfway down the aisle. But smart flyers play it differently. Use the bathroom in the terminal before boarding. Cleaner, bigger, no turbulence. Once on board, time your brakes for when the food carts roll out. Everyone else is stuck with their trays, so the aisle to the lav is wide open. Flight attendants will tell you the best times are right after the first meal cleanup, when most people are settling in to watch movies, and just before the landing announcement. That quiet lull when the cabin is dim. Prime bathroom time. Go early, go strategically, and you'll skip the lines and avoid that awkward bathroom dance in the galley. Flying with kids doesn't have to be chaos. If you've ever seen a parent juggling a stroller, diaper bag, and a toddler who suddenly decides the jet bridge is lava, you know the struggle is real. By the time they reach their seat, snacks are flying, the kid is wailing, and everyone within 3 rows is silently praying. But here's what the calm parents know. Kids don't need luxury. They need something that feels like home. A stuffed animal that's been hugged 1,000 times. The crackers they eat every afternoon. On a plane, those small comforts become big lifesavers. Instead of thinking, how do we survive this flight, flip it to, how do we make it more fun? You're not just mom or dad, you're the in-flight entertainment crew. A tablet full of cartoons works, but so do silly games like I Spy, sticker books, or even letting them doodle on the airsick bag. It sounds ridiculous, but to a 4-year-old, it's better than Wi-Fi. The smartest move? Pacing yourself. Parents who try to power through everything solo usually burn out fast. Families who swap shifts and give each adult 10 minutes to reset end up calmer. And the kids sense it too. Beat jet lag before it beats you. You've survived the cramped seat, the dry air, the questionable meals. Now comes the silent enemy waiting at your destination, jet lag. That time zone shift can hit like a brick wall. Seasoned travelers don't just hope for the best, they prepare. A few days before takeoff, start nudging your sleep schedule toward your destination. Earlier if you're flying east, later if you're heading west. It feels small, but your body clock notices. Once on board, reset everything the moment you sit down. Change your watch to the local time and try to eat and sleep by that clock. It tricks your brain into adjusting faster. And if you're on a red-eye, don't hesitate to use the tools. Eye mask, headphones, maybe even melatonin if it works for you. Here's the science. Melatonin taken 30 minutes before your destination's bedtime can significantly reduce jet lag, especially on eastward flights crossing 5 or more time zones. Aim for 3 milligrams of fast release, not the slow release kind. Want the extra edge? Apps like Time Shifter give you a step-by-step plan, when to nap, when to seek light, when to avoid it. Jet lag isn't unbeatable, it's just a puzzle. Tweak your schedule, hydrate smart, use every trick in the book, and you'll land ready to explore instead of collapse. The bottom line. Surviving a long haul in economy isn't about luck. It's about knowing the right moves. From the seat you pick to the snacks you pack, every small choice stacks up until the flight feels less like survival mode and more like something you can actually handle. If even one of these tips saves you from a stiff neck, a bathroom line, or a night of zero sleep, you've already won. Because at the end of the day, nobody brags about how rough the flight was. They remember how they felt the moment they touched down. And you want that moment to feel like the start of an adventure, not the end of one.